Hello and welcome. My name's Mark, and today we're going to have a quick look at sky replacement. Right, here we are in DaVinci Resolve. I've got my clip already loaded. Some of you might recognize our model there from the earlier skin replacement. Today we're going to be a bit kinder. We've let it outside. Nice bit of sunshine. Let's play our clip through. Yeah, had a bit of sunshine, treated it to a nice ice cream. The only problem is it's not a very exciting sky. It's a bit dull and plain. Okay, so we need to do something about that. So let's jump over to the, let's press stop. Jump over to the Fusion page and we can see what we can do in there. Okay, here we are in Fusion. Just give ourselves a little bit of room to play with. Okay, first thing we need to look at is what we're going to use for our color management today. So if we go down to the bottom corner, look at our project centered. Right, what we're going to be using today is DaVinci RGB. We're going to look at the color space we're going to work in is DaVinci Wide Gamut Intermediate, and we're going to eventually output to Rec 709 Gamma 2.4. If you're not sure what these settings means, there's some good tutorials out there on YouTube for you to have a quick look to go through, but this is what we're going to be using for today. Right, cancel. Okay, I have a sky already. Let me bring in this. I've chosen this one. So what we're going to do, we're going to put this sky over this background. Should we say we're going to put this background over this sky? That's probably a better way of doing it. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is take care of the color management. The video here was shot in, was it Rec 2100 hybrid log gamma. That's why it's a bit dull, whereas this is a JPEG image, which is sRGB, so it gives you a nicer, brighter thing. So we need to convert them into something that they like, so they can play nicely together. So first thing I'm going to do, at tools, I'm going to select opposite one, color space transform. Add that on. Right, in our color space transform, in our settings for our input color space, and this is on the, let's rename that so we know where we are. Let's have to, this will be the, what you call it? Screen footage. Click on that one. We'll call that sky background. Okay, but going a little bit easier so you can see them. Bring a bit up to close. Yeah, just make it a bit easier to see. Okay, so yeah, in our color space, transform the input color space for the ice cream back is, as I said, Rec 2100. Input gamma was Rec 2100 HLG, and we're going to convert that to a large color space so we can do some tweaking if we need to. We can actually convert that to DaVinci Wide Gamut, and we're going to put that as linear. Find it? Here we go. Okay, so what that's done is converted the colors that we have in the one footage into a much larger color space and made everything from black to white on a linear scale. What I'm going to do just to help out, I'm going to put luminance map in and saturation compression on there. Okay. So I'm going to copy that, copy. So we've got a second one, and at the other end, we just need to take that out of linear. So I just need to take that from, I've lost it, DaVinci wide gamut. The input is we're using linear. Linear. And we want to go out as DaVinci wide gamut, but we want to be in DaVinci intermediate. There we go. So we're inputting in one color space and outputting in a slightly different color space. Okay, we'll do the same to there. So we'll copy that one, put on a sky background and paste. And we'll do the same, but again, output to this one is linear. And the input is sRGB. And the input is sRGB. We find that. And this color space we're using is sRGB. There we go. So look. So we've got the nice two images. Yeah, they're now working in the same color space, so any tweaks I can do, they should be able to match up with each other. What I also want to be able to do is look at what our output is going to be. Our output is going to be in Rec 709. So I'm just going to add an LED. There we go. So that's what our finished project will look like, but we can turn it on and off from here. Okay, so I'm going to be working in a nice wide linear color space, and then eventually our output will be Rec 709. Okay, right, so let's do some work. So the first thing I need to do, let's put that up there. I think we'll work on the background quickly. So what we need to do is, if we look again, our background image is very, very large compared to our video image. So we just need to match them up. So the easiest way of doing them is to merge this over a background node. And I mean a background node is just a blank background. So if you look at that, it's just an HD black square, which we can change the color of if we want to. But what we're going to do, we can actually just make it transparent. So just turn the alpha channel down there. Okay, and so that we can resize that, we're going to add a transform node. And then we're going to put that over that. Okay, and the output we got on there, there's our blank background, and here's our sky background. So we can use our transform just to scale that down a little bit. We'll leave a bit of room for us to maneuver. So I'm sure that there's going to be a bit of movement. Yeah, just see the background just goes up slightly. So yeah, we got plenty of room up top. Go back. So that's our background taken care of. Now let's have a look at our footage. What we ideally need to do is make some sort of mask. Let's fit that. So normally what people do is do a luminance key, but the problem we have here is the luminance is uneven across the sky, should we say. We've also got nice white tops, luminances in there. So what we're going to do, we'll probably just make a magic mask. I think we'll just use magic mask to go on there. So if we click on there, And that. My tools still appearing on the other monitor. Right, so we're going to have a magic mask. Click that, click add. Right, so what magic mask is going to do, let's go to one screen. And we'll use dual screen, and we'll put that in that first view. And I'll put in the second view. And we'll fit that. What Magic Mask is going to do is be able to pick out areas that we want to keep and then get rid of the areas we don't want to keep. So first thing we want to do is make sure we're on add. I'll put us on the first frame, which is easier. And we'll start off by, obviously, we want our face. So wait a minute, what it thinks about it. Here we go. Oh, okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put the ice cream one over there, so we can see our original thing. So we can see what we need to keep, what we don't need to keep. I can draw it across. So obviously, would be nice to keep a face. So what we'll do, we'll keep the background there, and we'll go across the hills here because we want them. That. Okay. We'll have down the path, and we'll go down the rail. Okay, we've also got this. It's actually a water slide. This was shot at Doniford Bay Holiday Park, and this is their water slide there. I just click that. That's probably good enough for what we're doing at the moment. Just see if I can get in a little bit closer. Oh, actually, I can go across all of them, can't I? Yeah. Let's have a look at this one. Yeah, that's fine. Right, so we don't have to do anything else. What I'm going to do, got our magic mask, and I'm going to take a rectangle, pull it down, open it up, open it up a little bit, try and get it along that edge. And what we're going to do, we're going to feed this, so we have a solid match input there. So feed that into the solid mat. So we know that we need to keep that, and there will be our mask. All we need to do is track that along now. So let's go to our mask. We've got our tracking buttons, we've got a forward and back, but we are at the beginning, so we can just track forward. What I'm going to, just to make certain, I'm going to add a little bit of a subtract, just so I can say I don't want anything outside that area. I'm going to select that, and I will hit track forward, and I'll just pause that because it will take a while to track it. Okay, right, tracking done. So if we've gone back to our output, we're looking at our output, and we just play that through. See, got a nice bit of a mask. Okay, nice fluffy hair. Okay, go back. Right, what I want to just do is we can add some blurs to the edge. So I'm just going to a little bit, just for a second, just a little bit of blur. Okay, right, so with the mask done, most tutorials now will just tell you to take the output of that, merge it over that, and feed that into our color space, and there we have it. Sky over or under our background. The sky is now in the background and the mask is now in the foreground. So if we play that through, I'm going to put the original on that screen and our output on that screen. If I go to begin and play it through, okay, the first thing you notice is the clouds don't move, but we'll deal with that a bit later. But one thing I would like to point out when we get to it, right here, zoom in. Roughly looking at the same place, so carry on. But just to carry on playing, we have our little bird here, but there's nothing here. He's quite happily flying along, minding his own business, and then somebody comes and erases him. See? It should be round about here. That's the trouble. It obviously, apart from the movement, it looks fake because there's no detail in the sky. So if we stop about there, there's our nice little bird. It's not there. It's the little details that we need to fix. Fit. So, let's see what we can do about that. So what I'm going to do is get rid of that for now, and we'll go back to putting that to that. We'll undo our background from there. I'm just going to move that over a little bit. I'm going to swap these round. 249 now. So I've got our sky background at the top and now our footage at the bottom. And as you see, our sky background is going into the background, which you think because you want the sky in the background. I'm going to take that off. I'm actually going to put the sky into the foreground. Let's take that. That's going to be an output. So, okay. Our foreground and our background here is actually going to be from the magic mask. Now I'm going to take it from here actually. I want the full image. There. Okay, so really we've got no difference there. We've got the sky over the top. Let's click on that. But instead of using it normal, I'm going to set this to overlay. So we've got our clouds overlaid on top of our image. But look who's back. A little bird is flying around. There he goes. We can actually see him. So we need now to get this detail back. It's easier to get this detail back than it is that little tiny bird. But at least he's back in the sky at the moment. Okay, so let's have a quick look at doing that. So move our magic mask over. Okay, what I'm going to do is click on the mask. I'm going to add a color corrector. I'm going to look at that in viewer 1. What I'm going to do is make this mask black and white. So we're going to turn the saturation down. We're going to turn the contrast up, so we keep our detail, just this over here. I'm going to turn the gamma down. Turn our brightness down a little bit there. Do that again. Okay, that'll see what we get with that. It's a bit more contrast now. What is that? Oh, it's a puddle. Actually, I get that might work because it's there. Okay, so we've got a black and white version. Let's see if it plays through. Still got our bits of hair detail. A little birdie is there slightly. Yeah, you just see him there. Okay. So now we need to invert that. So to do that, we're going to use channel booleans just to flip the image. So if I select, you can see I'm going to. So we've got channel boolean and channel booleans. We need the uns. Click add. If we look at the image of that one, and over here we're going to make that negative, and it just goes, disappears. So we've got an alpha channel but no image. So what we can do is feed our output from the booleans into the effect mask there. Pow! And there we go. We have our sky looking a little bit more natural behind our foreground image. So again, if we come roughly round about here, go back, put our original back here, click play, and there's our bird. Actually, I didn't notice him earlier when I was looking. There's a baby one up there. I can't even see him. Yeah, there he is. Can't even see him in the original, but there he is. Making it a bit more natural because you've got some wildlife, even though it's only a seagull. Okay, so that's our detail taken care of. Obviously, what we really need to do next, I would say, they match up okay. Yeah. What we can do, just going to add a color correction to the sky if we need to use it. I don't even think that we do need to use it. I'm going to move that over just in case for future proofing. Going to add a color corrector there. So that one, what that one will do is, if all of a sudden I want a different color sky for whatever reason, or need to lighten or darken it, I've got it there if needed. But in the options, I'm going to pre-divide post-multiply. Okay, color correction. But I'm going to leave that as it is, because I don't need it. Do I need one on the footage? No, because I think we'll always match the sky to the footage, but that's not too bad at the moment. Okay, so so we need to match the sky. We have movement. As you can see, land's wobbling, the sky is not. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to track this and apply our tracking data to the sky. Right, press stop, go back to the beginning. Right, I'm going to push that up slightly, give us a little bit more room. I'm going to click here and I'm going to add tracker. I'm going to add a planar tracker. And I'm going to take it from our color space transform. Okay, now what we're going to do is find a point in the distance. Conveniently, that's pointing at the furthest point. We need to take the furthest point as we can because the sky is going to be our furthest point. So I'm just going to draw. I'll use this one a minute just to. Yeah, we'll do it here because we can see it a bit better. Just going to draw only basically a quick point around the furthest object that we've got, and we're going to track translation and rotation. We don't need scale because we're not zooming in on anything, so we'll just use translation rotation. Our reference frame is going to be frame 0. We'll set that, and we're going to track forward. Okay, we'll zoom along fairly quickly. Okay, we'll just take the back, make sure those points follow. Yes, roughly. Okay, so we're going to create a planar transform. So this now contains all the data that we've just tracked in our planar tracker, and we need to apply that after our color corrector there. So let's move that back a little bit. I'll press shift as I move it. It should lock that in there. Like that. So if we now play, what we should get is now our sky moves along with our scene, which yes it does. Okay, and we have a little birdie. We did have a little birdie somewhere. There he is, coming up there. Okay, that's good. I'm going to pop over to the edge here. Bring that. We don't need that all the way over there, do we? Yeah, before I pop into the edge, I'm just going to say same sort of thing. Future proof it. I'm going to put a color corrector there, but actually not do anything with it, just in case I need to do anything here. What this one will do is the overall. If I need to do anything before doing anything else, let's reset that. I'm going to leave that on though, just in case I need to do anything. Talking about future proofing, what I might do as well, because if we go down to here, we have our mask coming out here, don't we? So if you look, we have an alpha channel. So if I want to color grade just the bottom half or the top half, I could do, what I can do, go over here, shift space, I'm going to put a media out, and add a media out. I'm going to call that so we can tell the difference. F2. I'm going to call that what should we call that? underscore matte. So we can identify that a bit later, and what we're going to do is going to take another output from there, and we're going to feed it into there. So if we look at that in our output, we've got a nice white background with a hidden alpha channel, which is good. Okay, right, where was I? Right, go into the edit page, and there we have our image. Right, it's got our birds in there. Right, so that's ready for official color grading. Which we might do a quick tweak now just to show you, but what I'd like to go, if we go into the color page, let's first thing we'll do is obviously change that into our output. Color space transform. We're using, remember we came out of the wide gamut as was it intermediate, and then we want to change this into our output, which so it can be seen properly, Rec 709, and we're going to use 2.4, bang, there's our picture. So that's our last bit to do. If I had a node before, just to show you why I've added that as an output, add node before, bring that over there. Now, if I click here and add a source, if I hover over there, look, it says back matte. So it's actually taken, it's found our source image. So again, if I show you, I'm changing obviously the whole bit, but if I take that and feed it into the blue input with our mask input, now look, only changing the sky and that little bit there. That's handy to have if we need to use it at some later date. Okay, just knock that off and reset that node grade. So there we go. Go to edit. Just let that cache through quickly so it play nicely. There we go. Oh, done that nicely, and we're going to go Control F. Back to the beginning. Actually, let's we are on looped. That's good. F. And play that through. There we have our sky replacement. Actually, little tweaky. I can add a little bit of there's a bit of a harsh crossover there, and I'm not doesn't really like where the clouds are placed because he looks like he's in front of that. So yeah, I'm not finishing in a minute. I'm just gonna go back into Fusion, have a look at our outputs there. We go one channel. So go back to our mask. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I'm going to blur image. Look, if I'm just looking here, I'm only going to blur it a little bit. If we go too much, it'll be a bit blur. I'm just going to go, yeah, 0.7 will do. But what I mainly want to do, move the clouds. The clouds up. There's a ground. We don't want that, do we? So we need to come down with the clouds. Maybe across a little bit, just so this looks like it's behind it rather than in front of it. That's a bit of the mountain there. That looks good because it's arcing round there a little bit. That's better. I might actually widen that up a little bit. There we go. Right. Now go back to where I did full screen. That's a little bit better. Playing a little bit jerky because it's not fully cached at the moment. Okay, nice blue line. That means it's all stored in memory. Play it through. Good. And full screen. Play. Okay. Good. Still, I could play if I was doing this, but still not happy there. Pop into Fusion. Media out. Let's zoom in. I think it's to do with that image, isn't it? Let's have a look at our. Yeah, I think it's that in it. It is. There we go. Okay, I'll stop there because I could be playing around for hours with that. But here we are at the end. You have our input image and an output image. Yeah, nice blue sky, nice birdie travelling around, nice one flying through the clouds, but he gets hidden behind the cloud. Good, I think we'll stop there. Hope to see you again soon.